So today would have been Sebastian's 26th birthday. It's the 13th of November as I'm recording this, and we were almost birthday twins, which is what we called it, even though we weren't actually, given that mine is on the 15th. But because of time zones being what they are, him in both England and Ireland and me at the time being in Minnesota, it was way closer than it is in actuality, so to us, almost birthday twins. And given that there's the time zones, we would often find ourselves like talking to one another during what was my like in-between times at school. And so I had an open campus situation for high school. I went to Performing Arts High School, and it was possible to just kind of dick around at Starbucks between classes and like during certain periods. And so I would, obviously. And so it wound up coming up in our conversations oftentimes like, oh, you're at Starbucks? Me too. Or like, I'm gonna head there after this, after that. And we got talking about what our favorite drinks were. And Sebastian's was always the Eggnog Latte, which in Ireland is actually spiked because their drinking ages are much younger, and it's kind of, to my knowledge, a lot freer about what's allowed to serve alcohol and what's not. But clearly ours here in the States do not do that, but nonetheless this is the closest facsimile that I can get to the one that Sebastian had. And the thing about that is that I actually never like tried it during the time that he was alive, because I always had it in my brain that there was going to be this time when I got to hang out with him in Belfast probably, and he'd show me everything, all the places that we talked about, and he would like, all the little like, oh, this is the park where I go busking with my ukulele, this is this bar that my friends and I have our after parties after we're in shows together, that, you know, all that jazz. And so I had it in my brain that I was going to wait and not ever try the Eggnog Latte, even though of course my curiosity was piqued, until I could try it with Sebastian, because obviously that would have been the definitive version, the one with the booze in it. I'm not even a boozy person, but I still know that that would have been the definitive version. But unfortunately, that's not a possibility that I have, not only because I can't go to Ireland because of the pandemic, which, by the way, is the reason that I'm doing this as my ritual for his birthday, along with the obvious of the makeup that he drew me in for my birthday card that he gave me, but I do this every year. But I can't go to Bethesda, to do the Flores para los Muertos for him, because pandemic is still afoot, and I know that it's perhaps a morally gray thing to like order Starbucks when I can make coffee at home, but this is my one exception that I've been doing. Plus, I worked there, so I think I have a free pass, because I had to deal with the people coming in and ordering like 70,000 espresso shots and like a pack of sugar or something. So anyways, but point being is that this is what I'm doing for my morning ritual this year. But like I said, it's become a morning ritual having this every year, having the Eggnog Latte, because I didn't get to wait and be able to do that with Sebastian. I didn't get to have my first Eggnog Latte be with him and having him like look at me and check for my reaction to be like, oh, does this person actually like this thing that I've been raving about for like a decade? I didn't have that opportunity, but now every year on his birthday, as I said, I have the Eggnog Latte, and personally, this isn't even my favorite Christmas drink. This isn't even my favorite, but I love it because Sebastian loved it, and it's so thick that everybody else in the room is so uncomfortable, so I have to, I haven't eaten much today, so I have a lot of these that I can have. I got multiple just because I was scared that I would spill it because I'm a clumsy creature. But the thing is that if I had eaten like a lot of food today and also had one of these, that would have been way too much, because they're like drinking, not even like drinking heavy cream, they're like drinking marshmallow fluff, but it's good. But I'm talking instead of drinking, and I should be drinking this because that's part of the ritual. I'm also playing in the background some of his songs from his SoundCloud, which are all really wonderful. But yeah, I don't really have, this is improvised, this is own text which is hence why I am repeating myself and all that jazz. But I hope that Sebastian knows how much I loved him and how much I love him, and hopefully that's a good enough mourning ritual for this year, because obviously this year is such a that's exactly right, such a that this is what I can do, and I hope that that's enough for him to know somehow that I love him so much, and that's never going to change. And I so wish that there would have been the reality wherein I could have had my first eggnog latte with him, where I could have gone and walked the streets of Belfast and met the little crafts person who made the Daft Wee Ghosty for me, and gone to all the places that he would talk about, and that equally so that he could come visit me both. Well, anywhere. I would go to the ends of the earth for him. If he was like, I want to visit you in Timbuktu, which doesn't even exist anymore, I'd be like, yeah, let's find an old map and figure out where that would be. But I wish that I could have, showed him all the wonderful places. The Fitzgerald, all the Fitzgerald, landmarks and stuff in St. Paul, the fucking statue that I posed with for finale, where I would tag him on Facebook as F. Scott Fitzgerald, all that jazz. But that can't happen, and it never happened. But I still like to imagine what that would be like. And every year, like I've said 30,000 times by now, I still have the eggnog latte in his memory, which is what I'm doing. And I hope he knows how much I loved him. Je t'aime, darling.